I found that you seem to be so into disaster, and some of the movies that I've seen before, and previously not being able to piece it all together, seem to focus so much on sort of like the psychological aspects of disaster, and I was wondering sort of what you think of in terms of the timelessness of these kinds of disasters, or do you think, in other words, when you do these character studies, do you see the things that people are going through in this way as something more relevant to the times that they're in, or is this something more human nature?
Well, I think you can sort of take your cue from Andy. I mean, he was really, I'd say he was a poet of the here and now. You know, he would take what was right in front of him, even if it was a photo in a newspaper story, or his can of Campbell's soup, and focus on that very specific thing, very specific to its time. But I think the universal truth is there. That is, in order to be universal, you have to be very specific. You know, if you go off trying to do something that's abstract and universally true for all time, for all people, you're doomed to fail. You know, you're doomed to do something that nobody can understand or relate to. So you really have to dig into the moment, the time that you're in. You know, nobody works in a vacuum. You are part of a context that's a personal context and a sort of a national one, a universal, you know, a global one. And you get into the specifics of that, and only by doing that can you somehow come up with something that's universal. I mean, you think of James Joyce writing Ulysses, it's so specific to the time, early 1900s, Dublin, Irish, very specific references and stuff, but it's so full of universal human truth that it will be, as long as people can read that, they will learn things about themselves no matter where, how many thousands of years in the future we are. So I think that's my approach.
Okay.